A chapter of accidents, that was the phrase. A series of unfortunate events. If Shirley were a TV show, which obviously she was not, but if she were, now would be a good moment for a Previously on Shirley Dander segment. Decking a harasser at Regent's Park, exiled to Slough House. Marcus. Running up the stairs at the Needle, that had been a killer. The gunfight out west at the underground complex, and Marcus again, this time dead. The Penguin Assassins UK tour, and that moment in the church when she thought she'd be crushed to death, didn't happen. Wales in the snow, and J.K. Coe lying under a tree like a discarded Christmas decoration. Hunting stalkers at Old Street roundabout, thumping a bus on Wimbledon Common. A week in the Sam, supposed to be a time of calm reflection, ending with a battle royale, a road trip with the former first desk, and a showdown in a car wash with a helmeted hooligan. It would be fair to say there were both ups and downs in that lot, though ups were getting harder to locate and more expensive to maintain. And the downs, best not to dwell on the downs. All of which left her here, in her office, having just been read, chapter again. Chapter and verse by St. Catherine of Standish, patron saint of addicts, who had herself graduated from the SAN with full honours, and obviously regarded Shirley's truncated experience of its rehabilitative wonders as some kind of moral failure. What she really needed, leaving aside all the bollocks inherent in what others thought she needed, was to be left alone for a while. A little solitude, the odd pick-up apart, and some clean living, with maybe the odd toot for variety's sake. It was relaxation, not canonization, she wanted. A few weeks of that and she'd be ready for anything Slough House could throw at her, even including her current task, which involved an online trawl for youths exhibiting antisocial tendencies in specific postcodes. These centering on mosques identified by Regent's Park as being of special interest. "Well," she could imagine Lamb saying, "you have to start somewhere." He had the notion, or pretended to, that it ought to be possible to identify those undergoing radicalization not so much by their youthful careers of hooliganism, as by those same careers being abruptly curtailed. Redemption in Lamb's world was less likely than the chances of being recruited by the forces of evil, forces which would prefer you kept your nose clean for the moment. None of which had any relevance to her own situation, obviously. She leaned forward and tapped at her keyboard to dispel the screensaver, but her computer had switched itself off, its usual response to being ignored for more than 5 minutes. She could boot up again, but on the other hand it was less than 2 hours to lunchtime, so she might as well just sit it out. Coming up next on Shirley Dander. She leaned back in her chair, closed her eyes, and wondered if she were the only one in the building who had no real plans at all. Maybe. Maybe not. Time would tell. It usually did.